Have you ever started a gym membership and quit in the second week? Have you ever begun an online course and abandoned it in the third module? Have you ever promised yourself you would study every day and, well, we know how that story ends. If you answered yes to at least one of these questions, this video could literally change the way you see quitting, because science has discovered something revolutionary. Quitting isn't a matter of willpower, it's pure brain chemistry. Some time ago, a study was published in the journal Cell that finally explained why our brain sabotages us when we most need to persist. And the most fascinating part, this same study revealed how to hack this process. Today I'm going to show you exactly what happens in your brain when you quit, and how you can reprogram this system to become unstoppable. Get ready to discover the neurological secret of persistence, so subscribe to the channel and help me spread this information. Now pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, because this is going to completely change the way you see your failures. Imagine for a second that you're a small zebrafish swimming in a laboratory. I know it sounds strange, but stay with me here. The scientists put you in a situation where you need to swim against the current to get food. At first, you swim with all the energy in the world. But after a while, without getting results, something very interesting, and at the same time disturbing, happens in your brain. Listen to this. Researchers discovered that when these fish were making an effort without seeing progress, a specific substance began to accumulate in their brains. Its name? Noradrenaline, also known as norepinephrine. And here's the plot twist that will make you rethink everything. This noradrenaline wasn't motivating the fish to continue. On the contrary, it was sending a clear and crystal signal. Stop. Give up. This isn't working. Can you imagine that? Your own brain working against you. But wait, before you get angry with nature, let me explain why this happens. Why the hell did evolution give us a system that literally makes us give up? The answer is both simple and brilliant. Survival. Think about it. Our ancestors who blindly insisted on strategies that didn't work died of hunger. Those who learned to stop, evaluate, and try something else survived to tell the story. This quitting mechanism isn't a bug in the system. It's an evolutionary feature that kept us alive for millions of years. Now here's where things get interesting for you. Bring this to your current life. You decide to study for that exam that will change everything. First week, motivation through the roof. Second week, still firm in your purpose. Third week, well, you start to notice that you're not progressing as expected. You're not understanding the material as you should. You're not seeing that result you imagined. Pay attention to what happens at this moment, because this is where the sinister magic begins. Noradrenaline starts accumulating in your brain, and you know what it does? It activates a very special group of cells called glial cells. These cells are like the ultra-strict guardians of your brain. They constantly monitor, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether it's worth continuing to spend energy on a certain behavior. It's as if you had an internal auditor who never sleeps, always questioning, is this energy investment giving returns? Is this effort worth it? And when these cells detect that you're making an effort without apparent results, they do something that is both cruel and protective. They literally inhibit your motivation to continue. It's as if they cut the fuel from your motivational engine. Now I want you to understand something fundamental. This is why you can't concentrate on that study anymore. This is why you lose the will to go to the gym. This is why that project you started with so much enthusiasm now seems like an impossible mountain to climb. It's not lack of discipline. It's not lack of willpower. It's not because you're weak or lazy. It's your brain trying to protect you from a waste of energy that, in its view, could be fatal. But here's the news that will turn the game around for you. The same scientists who discovered this quitting mechanism also discovered the antidote. And its name is dopamine. Stay with me here because this is revolutionary. Dopamine is like the defense attorney of your motivation. It literally enters the field to block the sabotaging effect of noradrenaline. It's a chemical battle happening in your brain, and you can choose which side will win. When you perceive progress, even if it's minimal, even if it's almost imperceptible, your brain releases dopamine. And this dopamine does two absolutely crucial things that you need to engrave in your mind. First, it neutralizes the quitting signal from noradrenaline. It's as if it said, "Hold on there, Guardian. There is progress. Look here." Second, it reinforces the perception that you're on the right path. It paints an optimistic picture of the future and whispers in your ear, "Continue. You're getting there." So listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you now. The secret isn't having more willpower. The secret isn't being more disciplined. The secret is hacking your dopamine system so it works in your favor. And how do you do this? By actively recognizing and celebrating each small progress. I'll give you a practical example that will clarify all of this. You're studying for an exam. Instead of only celebrating when you pass the final test, you're going to celebrate each small victory. Studied 30 minutes today? Celebrate. Understood a difficult concept? Celebrate. Did all the exercises in the chapter? Celebrate. Each of these celebrations is a dopamine injection into your system. And each dopamine injection is a victory against your brain's quitting system. But there's more. You need to make your brain see this progress. It's not enough to just feel it. You need to register it. Write down each small victory. Mark it on the calendar. Take a photo. Tell someone. Why? Because your primitive brain needs visual and tangible evidence that you're progressing. Remember that it evolved in a time when progress meant finding food, building shelter, surviving another day. It wasn't programmed to recognize abstract progress like, "I'm understanding the material better." So you have to translate your abstract progress into concrete evidence that your ancient brain can understand and process. Now let me give you 3 practical strategies based on this revolutionary discovery. Strategy 1. Micro-progress. Instead of measuring your progress weekly or monthly, measure it daily. Studied 30 minutes today? Victory. Did 15 push-ups? Victory. Wrote a paragraph of your project? Victory. Each micro-progress is a dose of dopamine working against the noradrenaline of quitting. Strategy 2. Visual recording. Write down each small victory. Mark it on the calendar. Use an app. Create a board. Your brain needs to see progress to release dopamine consistently. Strategy 3. Redefinition of success. Stop measuring success only by the final result. Start measuring by the process. Consistency is success. Improvement is success. Learning is success. When you redefine success, you multiply your opportunities to release dopamine. Are you understanding the revolution this represents? You no longer need to fight against your brain. You can work with it, using science to transform your own neurology into your most powerful ally. Now, I want you to do something with me. Think of something you gave up on recently. It could be that course, that diet, that personal project. Got it? Now answer me. What small progress couldn't you see? What small victory did you let go unnoticed? If you can answer these questions honestly, you just took the first step to hack your brain and become unstoppable. And if this video made you see quitting with different eyes, hit that like button, because that gives me dopamine to keep producing content that truly transforms lives. Always remember, your brain is not your enemy. It was just doing its job with the information it had. Now that you know the game you can play to win, see you in the next video. Until then, keep progressing, even if it's 1 millimeter at a time.